welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. Today's video is going to be my next Project Pan update. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I do have my Project Pan items right here. If you did not watch my last update, then you would have missed the introduction to what I'm calling my summer Project Pan. So these are all new items, although I do have a couple items that I'd mentioned I was going to kind of roll over but not necessarily keep track of that I also am going to talk about. So I have them here. I'm gonna go ahead and just hold them up one by one, show you the progress. Most of them have marks on them, some of them have photos, so I will put the previous picture right here for you, and we're just gonna go ahead and get going. So the first item that I had was this Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. I have been tracking this, and I have used almost all of this. So you can see that's a huge amount of use in the month of July. I did use this 11 times and I was using more than I probably typically would. Now I only use this when I'm not going to wear any makeup because for me, this sits horribly on my skin when I put makeup over top, especially on my nose. So I was only putting this on when I was not wearing makeup. And because I was not working during the month of July, I had several days where I wasn't wearing makeup, which is why I was able to get so much use out of this. So hopefully I can get this done by the end of August, but it's definitely gonna be done by the end of September, which makes me very happy because I don't like this and I would really like to go ahead and get it out of my collection. The next item is this Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. I did use this a total of 9 times. Here was what the picture looked like at the start of July. And then here is what we are looking like now. So I definitely have expanded the pan. I believe I've managed to get more out of the sides here. I'm kind of working on this side right here. You can probably tell. So definitely getting some nice use out of this. We'll continue to work on it. I'm not trying to pan this. I just would like for it to get some nice use. All right, the next item in my Project Pan is this Glossier Cloud paint. Now, I did not make a new mark on this, so that blue mark is where this was at the start of July. And the reason for that is because there is a tiny bit of product like up at the top that I'm having a hard time getting pushed down. And I really was not able to tell where this is. I'm sure there's probably a little bit less than the blue mark, but I'm just going to keep, trying to use this. I did use this 9 times in July, and I do think that I should have this done by the end of September. I'm sure that the product is somewhere in this pink section right here. It's just really hard for me to tell. So I'm just gonna keep using it, do my best to track my progress, and maybe this will be done by next month. Who knows? The next item is a Benefit blush from my Blush Bar palette. It is the shade Gold Rush, and this one you can see some progress. So here was what the picture looked like at the beginning of July. And then here is the product now. I'm trying to get it so you can see it. There we go. So I have expanded the pan. I've also gotten a little bit more out of the top right there. So I definitely feel like this is on its way, and hopefully I can get it done by the end of September. I think I should be able to, but we'll just play it by ear. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to repress this one because it does have like that netting in it or whatever, but we're just gonna keep using it and see if I can't get it finished. And I did use it 9 times. I can't remember if I said that or not. All right, the next item is an eyeshadow shade from my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. It is the shade Marzipan. So here is the photo from the beginning of July. This one's a little bit harder to show you, but it is this shade right here. And I have managed to expand the pan. Hopefully you can see that. I'll put the picture right here so you can kind of do a comparison. But I've definitely expanded the pan. I did use this 12 times in the month of July. It is a very easy topper. I have it on today, and it's my very favorite shade from this palette, which is why I'm trying to go ahead and use this up before I declutter the palette itself, because the palette is quite old. But yes, gotten some more use on Marzipan. We'll just keep working on it and hope that I can finish it. The next item is this Bite Agave Lip Mask. This is their intensive lip mask, and I did use this a total of 19 times in the month of July. So here's where we are. The purple line is where we started. The white one is where we are. So it doesn't look like I used a ton of this, but I don't use that much of it. It's very thick, so I just use kind of a smallish amount. So this is definitely going to take a while. It's not going to be done by the end of September, but I do plan on continuing to try to use it throughout the remainder of the year in the hopes that I might be able to get it all the way finished. I feel like if I can keep using that amount of product, it should be done by the end of the year. And we're also at the widest part of the container, so hopefully as it tapers down, this will be easier to use up. This next item, I'm quite proud of myself because if you know anything about me, you know I don't really use lip products, but this is the Fenty Gloss Balm, and I used it 15 times in July, and here's the progress. So the purple line, which is kind of hard to see, is up here, and we're down here to the white one. So 15 uses. I do have it on today. I've been wearing it as often as I remember to put it on. But yes, I definitely feel like this should be done by the end of September if I can continue to use that amount, because I figure I should be able to get like half of the amount done in August and then finish it off in September. So we'll just see, we'll play it by ear, but this is definitely a much better start than I was anticipating, and I'm hopeful that I can get this finished. I am really, really liking this, so I could see myself repurchasing this at some point once I work through some of the other lip products, but glosses are definitely the way to go for me because they're light, easy to apply, and I don't have to reapply to keep them looking nice. And the last item in my project pan is a perfume. This is the Taka Perfume in Florence. And this is another one that got some pretty good use. I did use this 17 times in the month of July. So here's where we are. The purple line obviously is where we started. The white one is where we are right now. So pretty good. Definitely going to have this done by the end of September. I can get through these pretty easily, especially these smaller sizes. And this will be another one out of my collection. And I have a lot of perfumes, so that is definitely a good thing. So now I'm going to go ahead and revisit the two items that I said I was going to kind of roll over but not necessarily track. The first one was this Bite Lip Balm, and I finished this as much as I can. There is still product because I am not going to dig it out. I'm just not interested, but I did get it down below that rim, so I can now no longer apply it, which means it is finished. So this is a lip product out of my collection. Let's everyone cheer. But yes, did finish this up. I finished this up pretty early in July, actually. I enjoyed this, but it's not anything spectacular. And of course, Bite has since gone out of business, so you couldn't repurchase it anyway. And the last item is this SkinCeuticals Hydrating B5 Mask. I did have to cut this open. So there is probably one more use in there. I don't even know if it's necessarily showing up, but there is probably one more use in here. Definitely not more than one. But I did have to cut this open because I couldn't squeeze out anymore. So this should be done this week because I typically use this once per week, but one more use and this will be gone as well, which is another very exciting finale because this has been in my collection forever. It was stupidly expensive. It's not worth the money, just FYI, and this will mean that I actually did get my money's worth. That is my Project Pan update for the month of August. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.